devastating conflict in human history. From 1939 to 1945, this global war reshaped nations, destroyed cities, and claimed over 70 million lives. On September 1, 1939, Nazi Germany launched a surprise invasion of Poland, marking the beginning of World War II. This attack, using the tactic of blitzkrieg, combined fast-moving tanks, infantry, and air support to overwhelm Polish defenses. The invasion began with German forces crossing the border from multiple directions. Polish cities were quickly targeted, and the outdated Polish army struggled to respond to the rapid mechanized assault. Blitzkrieg tactics involved concentrated armored units breaking through weak points, followed by infantry to secure the area. This lightning war devastated Poland in just 35 days, leading to its partition between Germany and the Soviet Union. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919 to end World War I, imposed harsh penalties on Germany. It forced the nation to pay massive reparations, cede territories, and limit its military, creating widespread resentment and economic hardship that Adolf Hitler exploited to rise to power. Hitler, leader of the Nazi Party, capitalized on this discontent. His ideology of Aryan supremacy and the need for Lebensraum, or living space, justified aggressive expansion and the elimination of those deemed inferior, including Jews and other minorities. Under Hitler's command, German forces employed blitzkrieg tactics, lightning-fast armored assaults combined with air support to rapidly overrun neighboring countries. By 1940, Germany had annexed Austria, occupied Czechoslovakia, and invaded Poland, marking the start of World War II. Nazi rallies, held in massive stadiums, rallied support through propaganda and displays of power, symbolized by swastika banners and uniformed crowds that demonstrated the regime's control and ideological fervor. Through a series of aggressive campaigns, Hitler's army expanded across Europe. By 1942, Nazi Germany controlled vast territories, including much of Western Europe, implementing occupation policies that suppressed resistance and advanced their ideological goals. World War II divided the world into two main factions, the Allied powers and the Axis powers. The Allied powers included the United States, Great Britain, and the Soviet Union, along with France, China, and Canada. These nations opposed the aggression of the Axis powers, which were led by Germany, Italy, and Japan, with support from Hungary, Romania, and Bulgaria. As more countries joined the fight, the conflict grew increasingly horrific. On December 7, 1941, Japan launched a surprise attack on Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. This naval base was home to much of the U.S. Pacific Fleet. The attack destroyed numerous ships and drew the United States into World War II. Japanese planes bombed the harbor, targeting battleships and aircraft. The attack caused massive damage and loss of life. The aftermath showed wrecked ships and immediate news coverage of the event. The attack killed over 2,400 Americans and damaged or destroyed 19 ships. It united the nation and led to U.S. entry into the war. According to a 2024 Naval History Conference, Japan's code-breaking failures made the attack possible. The Eastern Front was the deadliest theater of World War II, where Nazi Germany clashed with the Soviet Union in a brutal struggle that lasted from 1941 to 1945. In June 1941, Germany launched Operation Barbarossa, the largest military invasion in history, aiming to conquer the Soviet Union. Millions of troops and thousands of tanks poured across the border. The Battle of Stalingrad, fought from 1942 to 1943, became a turning point. German forces advanced into the city, but were surrounded by Soviet troops in a brutal urban warfare that cost over 2 million lives. Soldiers on both sides faced unimaginable hardships. Freezing temperatures, scarce supplies, and relentless combat created a hellish environment where survival was uncertain. The Eastern Front saw the highest casualties of any theater, with over 30 million dead. Its strategic importance was immense. It drained Germany's resources and ultimately led to their defeat, shaping the post-war world. World War II was not just a military conflict, but the greatest test of humanity. The Holocaust stands as a horrific chapter where millions were systematically murdered in Nazi concentration camps. Over 6 million Jews, along with millions of others, including Romani people, disabled individuals, and political dissidents, were victims of this genocide. Their faces tell stories of unimaginable suffering and loss. The camps like Auschwitz-Birkenau became symbols of industrialized death, where trains delivered victims to their fate under the guise of forced labor or extermination. Recent excavations at Sobibor camp have uncovered over 1,000 artifacts, including victim letters that provide heartbreaking personal accounts of the horrors endured. The Holocaust remains a permanent stain on human history, reminding us of the dangers of hatred and the importance of standing against injustice. The Pacific Theater was a vast and brutal arena where American forces employed an island-hopping strategy to advance toward Japan. This campaign involved bypassing heavily fortified islands and seizing strategic ones instead. American forces leapfrogged from island to island, starting with places like Tarawa and Saipan. Each island provided airfields and naval bases to support the next advance, cutting off Japanese supply lines. Iwo Jima was a critical battle where American Marines faced fierce resistance on volcanic terrain. The island's airfields were vital for bombing Japan, but Japanese defenders fought from tunnels and caves in a brutal 36-day siege. Okinawa was the bloodiest battle of the Pacific, lasting 82 days. American forces landed on the beaches and fought through Japanese defenses, including the Shuri Line. The battle foreshadowed the invasion of Japan itself. Fighting in the Pacific presented unique challenges. Tropical conditions caused heat exhaustion, while dense jungles made movement difficult and ambushes common. Diseases like